मेरे को होस्ट बना दो, एक बार होस्ट बना दो. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to all? Good evening. If I am audible, just say yes.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
All right. Just a second. We'll start the session in a couple of minutes. Just hold for a few more minutes, right? Hello. How are you all? All of you are good? All right. I see the question from Parveena that, hi sir, when will be the next R2? R2 session will be maybe, I think, November end or maybe in December. Because we are just already doing the R2 program, which will be run for the, I think, next week. Till Thursday, it will be the program will be there. So Thursday or Friday, the program will finish this R2. So expect that to be repeated on November end or maybe December. In case there will be some new dates comes, keep following our Facebook page. You will have the updates there that if there is a new course coming. So you all of you must be aware about our Facebook page. I just posted here on the chat box in case some of not. It's a www.facebook.com/. Cyphernetica. So this is our page where we post all the upcoming courses. Can we join R2 ongoing program? R2 workshop you can join. Already we have done with the data visualization. So you can join for sure. If you want do it free, you can do it free. If you want to paid one, you can join with the paid one. Free one, you don't get the certificate, study material or video recording. But with the paid one, the course fee for the, I mean that obviously 25,000 which has been waived off. So you are getting that only for the certificate and all. For the R intermediate R2 is 2,000 rupees in Indian currency. In international rupees it will be around 35 to $36. So you just have to do this payment in order to get the certificate, study material, Hassana. Any other queries I can answer? Thank you, sir. What is the link? Okay, the link for the R2 you mean? R2 link. Okay, do one thing, just mail us. I'll just revert back to you. Or on WhatsApp, you can just contact us. I just type my WhatsApp number. You can just ping me there. I'll give you the link. And you have to put +91 as a Indian country code before this number if you're adding it from the international. So +91 9009 555503. So you can add this on your WhatsApp and you can just ping me so I can give you the details of R2 program. Any other queries which I can answer? Where are you from, Hasana? Can you just unmute yourself and I can speak? Nepal. Okay. I request all of you to switch on your camera, at least we can just talk a little bit. All the participants. I like to see you guys, that so such a beautiful faces, so many good souls are there. Why you want to hide from? You just hide from Parmar sir, not from me, because he gives knowledge. That time you need to be keep quiet and listen. Here I just come for that talk to you. So I want to see you all. Okay, see such a beautiful faces from around the world. Wonderful. I mean, we all feel so happy, that when you connect, when we see each other, that's a beauty, It's like I feel really feel internally. I feel so bliss when I see the faces from around the world. And see, the God has made us, that such a bunch with the different type of people, different look, different faces, different color, and we still doing a common goal that we are doing learning R programming R1 through Cyphernetica. So that's a beauty. That's a beauty we have to, that makes me happy, that at least something we are doing for the world, sitting at home right now. Yeah. And you also you should feel proud that you are becoming part of this initiatives. So you are also, that your part in this journey is the same as what we are doing. It's not that only you. If you're not there, what we'll do? We cannot teach the computers only. We need to teach and train the people. So you are in the same. I'm the each individual. I don't care if you are paid participants or unpaid participants. It's very important for us. Each one of you are very important to us. Right or wrong? If I'm right, just can thumbs up. No thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. So, thank you. All right. So let's see that I mean that how further we can go with this initiatives. That I really want that I mean that Pramar sir should come to your country and then one lecture there also. that live with you after this, obviously not in this lockdown and this corona stuff. Once this corona stuff finish, in your city, wherever you are, I mean, either you are in India, different part of India, you know that India itself is a big country. So going from north till south, east to west, it takes a long time. Or different part of the world, either you're from the nearby India or far from India. So we have planned to go to each and every city of our participants, and then meet you all. And we are planning for next year, me and Dr. Parmar, to visit, make a, that worldwide trip. Would you like to meet us?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll surely plan, then we'll visit, and let's see that how we're gonna make it. And in your batch, also doing in R2, you're part of R2 program also. Does anybody here who is already also doing the R2 with R1? I know one participant, Shelly, I think she was doing the R1 and R2 both. Where is Shelly? Yeah,
Yes,
Shelly Sparsha. She is already in both program.
sir. I have enrolled for R3.
You are also in R2, right?
Yes, sir. R3 also I got enrolled today.
Ah, okay, wonderful. Okay, R3 will be on 2nd November, starting in 2nd November.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good. See this, so this journey should keep, that we should keep. I think Subhashis ji, you have two ID, I believe, right? I can see two Subhashis Banerjee IDs there. Is it like two? You are logging from computer and mobile?
Yeah, I tried to. My computer was having issues.
All
Now
right.
there's one of me now.
No problem. No problem. You can join from N numbers. Till we have a capacity till 100.
Thank you.
I think even Padma ji is in R1 and R2. I see her in the both class, R1 and R2. Padma ji, you are in both class, right? R1 and R2, right? Padma ji smiles are very much favorable to all of us. Even Parmar sir said that she smiles very well.
Thank you, sir. I'm attending R1 class second time. R foundation
Okay.
second time, R1 first time.
Okay. See, yeah, this is good thing. You know that whenever you have any doubts or questions, yeah, or and you want to refresh yourself, join the program immediately. So you will be in the track also. Many times we lost that track. So you can join any times n numbers of R1, R2, R3. If you are once you are in a any program, so you can join it a number of times free of cost. See, R3, from R3 we have blocked. We have limited people there. R3 from advanced course. R1 we have kept it open for all. R2 we still kept it open so that people can jump. We get a right participants in R2, because those there is hundreds of people join first day. You know that, all of you know that when the program start, there's hundreds of people will join. But later on we get 40, 50 people out of 100 who are sincere about the program. And then out of that, in R2, I think only 50% of that goes, because they just come for learn basics, and or maybe due to some other reason they drop that time and they do it later. So I have seen the graph that 50% people join in R2, and in R2, once they do R2, then they are serious about then the next track, because they are focused that they want to learn now more about R and depth. So from there, R2 we have a specialization that okay, now these people are sincere about the program. R2, R3, R4. Many times it happens that people has financial issue, so they are doing R2 till free, and then when there is a payments come for R3, because from R3 we have kept it paid now, so nobody will be free person will joining that from R3. So that time also people feel that, sir, we will do it later because they have to arrange money. So we give the time, no problem. That is okay. You know that we everybody is not financially good this time. Somebody students also, they have scholarship issues, they are not getting scholarship. So but when we see the eagerness of learning, we give them a scholarship full waived also many times. And I have seen there's lots of people, that from you. I have told you yesterday that there's lots of people who are capable to sponsor others. They have sponsored it. When they see that people are not able to pay, they sponsored these kids also, and for those students. They were from last time from people from um Tata company. They were working and they were joined our workshop. They were senior guys. They sponsored five people, so it helped them. So likewise, if somebody want to sponsor others, can do that. Nothing lose with this small bits if you are capable of doing that. 1,000 rupees is nothing. I mean that those who can capable just sponsor others. Openly we say that those who want a sponsorship, let us know, and we connect them directly. Go and talk to this person. If he say yes to you, because they want to see that you are really want to learn, so they say yes. Go ahead. I mean, we are trying our best to bring the things to everybody's plate so that they can learn, and we are trying our best make sure that everybody should learn. They should not get skipped because of money, right? If you have eagerness to learn, please do that. Okay. How many of you from Nigeria here right now? People from Nigeria?
Hmm.
Can you
Hindi.
just Fidelma? Okay, Fidelma is from Nigeria. Who else is from Nigeria? Okay, just rename yourself Techno Spark. You have to rename yourself because we want to see that names. Rename yourself. Hasna, the R2 course for 10 days. It's a 10 days workshop, almost 2 weeks it takes. 5 days a week, so 5 days into two into like almost 10 days. So 6 days, even 6 days first week, it goes to next week. So 2 weeks it takes.
So how much course is remaining for R2?
R2 another Thursday. I mean, till Thursday it will run. So today, tomorrow, and then from Monday, Sunday we have break. Till Thursday it will run. R2 has three parts. So visualization part has been data visualization part has been completed yesterday itself. So now the fresh thing will start today. Next another topic. So no problem in joining that also. If you have basic knowledge of R, you can join that program from today also. All of you can join. I'll say that those who want to should all of you want to join R2. It's a 7 to 9 because it will be long for you. You know that 5 to 7 and 7 to 9. So 4 hours a daily you have to sit in the workshop. So I think this might be a little bit difficult for you. So, but still, if all of you are interested, just ping me on WhatsApp. I will take you in that workshop. Ping me on WhatsApp. I will share you the details. Only the sincere participants who want to join. Do not make a rush there. It's not just to come and show off and go. No, if you want to learn that, and the part which you will be miss visualization part, data visualization, you can do it in the next R2, which will be done maybe November end or December starting. Okay, and as I said that R1 R1 program is starting on Monday. So all of you, I mean that all of you, I am sure that you must have enjoyed R1 till now. So promote it. Just say to your friends, family, anyone those you think that can do it. Just promote it. Just promote it so that they can learn. You have to share in your WhatsApp group, or few participants came forward and then they help us by sharing in their I think I mean that they have Telegram groups or anything there, so they shared that. So I mean all of you can do that also. It will help the organization somehow. Let's, that our nature should be giving. You feel happy. How many of you feel have experienced that when you give something to the society or somebody, you feel happy? How many of you feel that? Yes? Even a small thing you give, you just go and you give clothes, you food or anything, all of you, if you start giving, you feel happy. That day you feel, oh, I did something. It's an internal happiness. So similarly, even you share this knowledge to anybody, you feel happy that I give something, and tomorrow he will say thanks to you. Some way this all karmas work, that when you do good things, it will come in another way. I'm not talking because I want to grow Cyphernetica. It will grow automatically with the help of you. But I'm just taking in general that when you give something, automatically it will grow, right? So keep giving, share it. Nothing to lose. Internet is free. We have unlimited internet with the God grace now. We have unlimited phone calls, SMSs. So it's all God gifted stuff. So why not just one click and share it in your all friends, family, whoever want to join that. I mean, just have to share. You don't have to even tell that join it. You just share it. Automatically, they will come to an, how was this course? You liked it, and tell that honest answer that yes, I liked it. If you liked it, that's, and I'm sure that if you're not liked it, you should not have stayed back till today. You should have left it first day or second day. So you learned something. You genuinely feel that yes, this course is important and very, very much needful to all of you. Let me call Dr. Parmar. I think he has something. Give me one second. Mohammed is your son? Is he your son behind you?
Yeah, he's my elder son.
Listen.
Abdul
Okay.
Hadi.
What is his name?
Abdul
Call
Hadi.
him. Call him. Call him. He looks.
Hadi.
Let him meet the other people also. Hi. Everybody say hello to him.
Today is our holiday, our weekend in Saudi Arabia. So I'm at home. Normally I'm in office to attend this class.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
they are
Awesome.
enjoying with
Awesome.
me.
Awesome. 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 Good. 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 Just a second. Give me a second. I'll call Dr. Parmar and I'll come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am here.
Oh, sir is here. Okay. Okay. Sir, over to you now.
Thanks, sir.
We were
Thanks.
waiting eagerly.
Sir, my relative came here from in Bhopal. So I just sit
Okay. Okay.
with him.
Yes. We have a party from Mr. Prasanna next week. He
Oh,
having uh, Mr. Prasanna will have a food party to all of us.
oh, nice, nice.
He- he- Mr. Prasanna, should I throw a party on behalf of you to all of you? Am I audible? Okay, okay, okay. Bon appetit, bon appetit. Have a nice food. Enjoy. Sir, over to you. You can
Okay,
start.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for delay in session. Sorry for that.
No problem, sir. We all love you. We all love you. We can wait for another half an hour for you.
No, 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 sir. Time is very, very.
Thank you, sir.
So today we are going to start the data preparation. We have complete. Sorry, no, no. This is the R1. I have it is R2. So yesterday we have covered some basic syntax like the sub and G sub, and today we see some more basic syntax of R. So let me share my screen with you. So So yesterday we have seen that how to read the file, how to write, and today we see some more syntax. Yesterday we have seen that syntax 7 GSUB, and I have shared that data set and everything in the folder. So here we see the next function, which is paste and paste 0. Basically, it is for the concatenation. It is for the concatenation of the string or number, whatever you want to concatenate, you could do the concatenation here. So I will share. I use this Blink script because I have written in the here cipher and why. Sorry, it is cipher. It is I have to write in quotes. Analytica. And you see, if I run these two together, so I will get the X is cipher and the Y is Analytica. And if I run paste and I write X comma Y and I run this, you see what I am getting in the console. Cipher Analytica, it is now in the one code. And automatically the space is there between cipher and Analytica. Here in the paste, what I could do, I could use some other separator between these two. I could put a percent between cipher and Analytica. You see there is a percent between cipher and Analytica. Whatever I want to use a separator, I could use. If I don't use any separator, it will give me the space in the paste. But if I don't want any space in between cipher and Analytica, then in the paste, what I will do, X comma Y comma separator, nothing. I will not take, even I will not allow space in quotes. So I run this. So you see what I am getting here in the console. It is a cipher and Analytica. There is no space between, no gap between cipher and Analytica. Same thing we could perform through the paste 0. If I perform the paste 0, X comma Y, I don't have to use the separator here. There is no separator. And I run this. Automatically, I will get the cipher and Analytica without any gap in between them. So this is the difference between paste and paste 0. In the paste, you could use a separator. In the paste 0, there is a no separator. It will be concatenate without any space. Does that make sense to everyone? It's very easy function, paste and paste 0. Okay. Now, I will do one thing. I make a vector X and I am using 1 to 10. Suppose I am using a 5 times or maybe the 10 times and replicating A 10 times. If I run this and I will show you a replicating function, I will explain you later on. I have not run it. Sorry. So you see I am getting 18 times. And then I am using y. Y is 1 to 10. And if I show you y, you will see it is 1 to 10. Now I paste it. X comma y, comma I am using a separate asterisk sign. And if I show you, I will get in this way. Oh, just a moment. I have to use the separator, then it will be on the right position. Otherwise, it will give in this way. So it is my a asterisk 1, a asterisk 2, a asterisk 3. In this way, I could take it. Okay. Now I am using another attribute here, that is a collapse. And I collapse this by the plus sign. You see what I am getting here? You see this. This is the paste x and y with separator asterisk. And then I collapsed it. Is there any question? Someone has? Yeah. Is there any question, anyone? Yeah? No? Any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah.
so it's like you have pasted that paste x comma y asterisk in single quote you have given. Hello.
Single quote.
It's a asterisk after A1. How you got means like later we all received before, right? Like A asterisk 1, and before that we got the output A1 asterisk.
This I could take whatever I want without separator. If I write, they will all paste.
Okay.
They will all paste. If I write in this way, x comma y comma percent comma asterisk comma and you will see this. Sorry. Unexpected paste x y asterisk. I am not getting it. Why it is giving me problem due to some. Okay. I have to use that. Sorry. I forgot to use this. I will show you. Understand?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So whatever the column you want to paste, you could paste it. Understand?
All right, sir. Thank you.
The collapse, you understand what does it mean by the collapse? Okay. So let's we see our next function. That is a substring. Suppose we have an IP address in this way. You want to understand the collapse. So I just explain you what does it mean by collapse. After collapse, we could not do anything with that particular. Uh, sorry. Suppose this is my x and this is my y. In x, I am taking a 5 times. You could take anything, A, B, C, D, E, whatever you want, but I am using only A. And y I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here I am using paste and with separator asterisk. So I will get A asterisk 1, A asterisk 2, A asterisk 3, A asterisk 4, and A asterisk 5. Okay. Then I use in this paste function collapse also, along with this. Or I am using for this collapse plus sign. You could use anything. So what will happen? A1 asterisk, A asterisk 1 plus, it will collapse the whole thing. A asterisk 2, A asterisk 3, A asterisk 4 plus A asterisk 5. Similar will get in the all rows. It has collapsed now. You will get the same output everywhere. Understand? This is the collapse. So whenever you have a variable having the same element in the whole variable, that is not useful for now our analytics. We remove that variable. It collapsed now. And that is not an important variable for us. Yeah, it's a equation. We could make anything like this, the collapse. So we could not use further in the analysis. We have to remove this one. Then we could do something with this. It is not, we could take this equation for some other purpose, but we could not utilize this in further, this column in the further analysis as a column. Understand? Is there any doubt? So this is a collapse basically. Output is a string always. Output is a string. Okay. Now we see the substring function. Suppose we have a IP address like this, and I want to find out the 3 to 9. This is the object data. We are starting it and where we want to end. So 3 is a 2, 1, 2, 3, third position, 4, 5, space will include 6, 7, 8, 9. So we will get up to here. 240 space 786. So it is the substring. So we could split substring. We could take a substring from a string. Condition, it must be a string. It should not be a number. It should not be a numeric. I mean to say that data type. Understand? So where we use it, what we do, we get this sort of column sometimes. We get the class interval. Okay. Then what we do, in that class interval, we find out the mid value, the class value or the average of these two values. Understand? And for that, because it is in the string form, because of a hyphen, it is now character. So I am first creating this column, and then I am using the substring function on this variable 1 to third, 1, 2, 3. First 3, the lower limit I am allocating from here. And I will show you this V1. So it is a character still now. So I convert these in numeric, and again I show you this. So now it is numeric. Similar thing I will do with this. The 4 is 5-1 and the 5-6-7, 5-7. And I will show you this 5-7. Okay. Add is character, and I convert them in numeric. So you see, it is numeric now. And then what I will do? I will add both and divide by 2 for the mid value. So I'm finding out the mid value, and if you see the mid value is like this. Understand? Okay. Whenever we get this sort of thing, we have to split something from that. So what we do, we use the substring function for splitting these first 3 characters from 1 to 3 in this variable. So we have splitted it, as a v1 we have taken it, then we are converting them in numeric. Similarly, you have done for 5-7, and we also converted this in numeric. Then we add these 2 and divide by 2. We get the mid value always when we manually solve these sort of questions, class interval questions. What we do? We find out the mid value. Okay. Five to 7 is the position. Start from 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, karma, and 6, 7, and 8, 7. The syntax is that first is the data, second is the starting point, and third is the end point. I will write the syntax here. Data, start, end. You see here, this is a syntax. Data, start, and end. Is it clear to you, Karma? Okay. If you ask something, if you are getting understanding, then you should respond me. Is it clear or not? So I proceed for clear. After asking you, please write is it clear or not? If not, then I will again explain in a different way. There is another function, that is the string split. That was the substring function, substr, and here we are using the string split. So what we do, I am taking one string, this complete, and I will show you this, and I want this string to split by hyphen, and there is some common thing would be there by which I could split it. So I will write that data, and then I will mention the pattern from where I would like to split it. You see, it has been split. They were in single quotes, now they are in different quotes. Everyone has its own quotes. Is it clear?
Is it still a string?
Is it still list? It is list basically. No,
It's a list. Okay.
it is list now. You could give some name to it, and then you could see the data type, the class of this, and you see the class. Okay. It will give us the list class.
Thank you.
could convert them in vector later on, unlist it. If we unlist it, we will get the vector. Now it is vector. And if you want to see the class of this, I give some name to this. I give the Z to this, and I see the class of this. This character class. Correct? Now the next function is sequence. Everybody knows that arithmetic progression and arithmetic series. If somebody has any doubt, don't know about it, could ask here. Arithmetic progression. Yeah. Arithmetic progression or arithmetic series. Everybody knows? Okay, you should ask. If you don't know, don't worry. I will explain it. What happens in the arithmetic progression? AP, we say it AP. Suppose we have a 2 and we have a common difference 3. So next number would be 5. Then 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 3. Got it? This is a arithmetic progression where the difference is common in the consecutive terms. Okay. If you 5 minus 2, 3. 8 minus 5, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Got it? Does that make sense to you? So this sort of series we have to develop here. We have to create. So how we create this series? Sometimes we require this sort of things. So this is a function is the sequence. And I will start from 1 and end at 15. Between 1 and 15. I want to create a arithmetic progression series. Arithmetic progression, sorry. Or arithmetic series we could say. So arithmetic progression with a difference of 3. So I will show you. 1 plus 3, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 3, 10 plus 3, 13, and 13 plus 3 will be 16. So it is not come under 15. So it will not be mentioned. Understand? Similarly, if I want to create a series from this progression or the sequence from 1 to 50, this sequence length is 10, including 1 and 50. So it will take automatically, it will calculate the common difference, what would be, and it will give you the 10 elements in the sequence. So this is the sequence. We are having the common difference, whatever is there, 5.44, I think. Does that make sense to everyone? If we provide the length, we will get the sequence up to that length. Or if we provide the common difference, then we have to write the by equal to. And if we require the length, then n, that is, so there is the length is equal to 10. Is there any doubt? Okay. Now we see the replicate function. So REP function replicates the value in X, is we have seen earlier also many times. I am replicating 5 to 10 times. So I will get the 5, 10 times. I am replicating A 7 times. So A 7 times. I am replicating AB 4 times. So you will see what happens. AB, 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 AB. But I want to replicate the AB each 4 times, then see what happens. A will come first 4 times and the B later on 4 times. Does that make sense to everyone? Now, next function is very, very important function. That is a sample. There is a population from the population we always take one sample for inferential analysis or whatever analysis we do. So for that analysis, we take the sample. So what is the specific characteristic of the sample? Yeah. Suppose if I want to correct Praveen, random sample must be random. Okay, it should not be if I am taking, suppose if I just run this 1:10, so it will give me 1 to 10 always integers like this. Same sequence I will get. Okay, I will get always the same 1 to 10. But if I write the sample 1 to 10, so I will get 1 to 10, but every time I will get different. Sorry, 1 to 10, again 1 to 10. You see, in the first attempt I've got 5, 9, 10, 6, 8, 3, and second time I am getting 4, 9, 8, 5, 6, 2, 7, 10, 3, 1. All 10 numbers I am getting, but their sequence is different. So whenever I will take the sample, I will get the random numbers, not the same sequence. Suppose out of 10, I want only 5. So I will get always different. Okay, that is the sample. Just like you are throwing a dice, and you will always get a random number on the face of the dice. You may get the 6, you may get the 1, you may get the 2. Understand? Okay. Now, if I use the replacement true, so the numbers may be repeat. You see here the 2 is 3 times, but 10 is 3 times, 3 is 2 times, but I will get the randomly. 5 is 2 times. Okay. If I write the replacement true, sometimes we are taking 3 ABC categories and we want this 1,000 times. And this 3, if I require 1,000 times, then replacement is very, very compulsory. Without replacement, I could arrange ABC 1,000 times. I have to repeat ABC, na? So I could arrange in 1,000 times. But basically, if I don't write any probability here, I don't write any probability. And I find it out. And there is a table function. And I could get the 342, 324, 334. Next time I run this, and then again I see the table. Next time again I run this, again see the table. You see the distribution is almost equal. No, not it is the same ratio, near about, not the fix. Okay, average is 33% near about, maybe a little bit up and down. It doesn't mean that the A is coming only the 10% time, B is coming 50% time, and C is coming 40% time. That is not like that. It is basically the equally it is going to distribute, but it is random, so it will not the fixed value would be there. Every time we will get the some other. But if I mention probability, 20% times I want A, 50% I want B, and 30% I want C. But it will not give me the exact 20, 50, and 30. It is a probability. It will give me nearly 20%, nearly 50%, nearly 30%. Okay, it is a sample. So I run this and I will show you this. You see, out of 1000, 20% is 200. It is near to 209. 50% is 500, correct? And in C, that is the 30%, there is a 239. Next time if I run this, I will get some other values, not the same one. It may be some other frequency over here, but it is near about that. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. Sometimes what we do, this sample function we use to partition the data in machine learning. When you perform the machine, non the inferential analysis perspective, I am talking about the predictive analysis perspective. When we get a data set, and mostly on Kaggle or some other, they give us first a training data set. Training data set. And they ask us to please train the model as per the objective. And we have a training data set. We have where the dependent variable also, y is also there, and output variable or the respondent. And we have other variables which are the independent. So what we do, we divide this data in two parts. One is for the train data, and second is validation. Sorry. Second is validation. What we do, generally we use 60 to 80% of data for training the model, and remaining we use for the validation. Remaining data we use for the, if you are using the 60%, then 40% for the validation, and if you are using the 70%, 30%, and 80%, then 20%. And why we do this? We want to check. We train the model with the training data, and we check the model with validation data. How our model is performing with the unknown data. Validation data you are not using in the model training. Whenever you are training the model, you are not using that validation data. It is kept somewhere else. You are not involving that data. So it is a new data for your training model. Or you see how our training model is predicting on this validation data set. And we see the accuracy of that also. Then it is near to our training data accuracy. Then our model is good. Okay. And after that, we prepare another model, final model, with training data set only. Training data set. Training data set, the data set which they have given to us, the complete data set. Finally, then we make, if our model is good validating, then we retrain the model with whole data. And then our client send us test data. Or this data, this test data is without y. Without dependent variable, because they just want the output of y, and you send them the output of y, then they match your output with their actual output, and then they evaluate in that way, and then they finalize it, your model is good or not. Yeah, Praveen Nath, validation is testing basically, but testing data they provide us later in the practical case, in the real life scenario. So we could not say it is a testing data. Okay, so we say it is a validation data. We validate it. And then they send us the testing data. They don't send us the testing data prior. Understand? So when you are going to train the model, before training the model, we have to do lots of pre-processing with data. We have to pre-process the data. And it takes our 60 to 80% of time of total project. Take your 60 to 80% time in the pre-processing of data. Understand? You see in the kitchen, if you are going to make a dish, a special dish, main thing is the preparation for the dish. Okay, your preparation is good, your dish would be very delicious. If your preparation is not good, understand? No? Before making a dish, you have to do lots of preparation. The same thing is here. Before training the model, we have to process the data. That is called the data preparation. And there are so many things: data munging, data wrangling, so many things, feature selection, feature engineering. So we'll see these all things in their data preparation task. And we have to do these all things. We have to remove the outliers. We have to impute the missing values. We have to, in the feature engineering, we have to convert the categorical data in the numeric binary data format. And that is the one hot encoding, we could say that. So many things we have to do with the data. And it takes very long time. Sometimes your data is too much skewed. It may be the skewness is 12. The skewness must be between -1 and 1. But your actual data skewness is 12. How do you control it? So we have a different techniques, different methods. You could take the log, you could take the square root. We have some other also. So these are all is a process. So first we have to pre-process the data. It takes very long time. 60 to 80%. If you have a project of suppose a 3-month project, you are going to do something like on some particular task, then 2 months you will, more than 2 months you will spend on the data preparation task. Yes, Shelly, I will explain you, but and the R2 is there, then R3 is there. That is not possible to give here. You could not understand that thing if I explain here, because you should have some sequential knowledge also. Okay. So main thing is the pre-processing. You could get the terms of this in a software that is in your mind, which you learn. So that is the main thing, how we pre-process the data. So it is why I think Pravinnath, now you understand why we are telling it validation and why are not we are telling it testing. Okay. One important thing I would like to say that suppose you are going to impute the missing values with the mean of that column, respective column. So when you will do it, that is very important. What to do, why to do, and the most important in when to do. That is very important. If you do it before partition in validation and training, before partition, if you do this, if you pre-process the whole data before partition, because the people, the project from Kaggle, this is okay, because you will get the high accuracy over there in the test data, because there is only one data set now. So you could get it over there, but with the test data, it will not give us as much as result as required. Validation, it will give you the good result. So whenever you do the processing of data, so first you divide the data in two parts, training and validation. Then you pre-process the training data. Why? Suppose if you have not partitioned the data and you have taken the complete training data set, and you have impute you have find out the mean of that column and impute that mean in the missing values. Understand? And then you partition the data. Then you partition the data. What happens? There is a reflection of your actual data is in your test data also, because mean you have taken from the complete data, or that is with the test data validation data set already. So there is that reflection is there. So this information is already in this data set. Some information you have unknowingly given to your validation data set. Understand? So when you train the model, or when you put this validation data for testing the model, then because this information, some information is already, something is reflected in your validation data set. So it will give you the high performance, high accuracy with the validation data set also. Are you getting me? I'm giving a very simple example for the mean. There are some other thing also. So you will get the good accuracy with the validation data, the training near to training data set, and the accuracy of the training data set and the accuracy of the validation data set are very high accuracy, very near to each other. But if when you apply the test data, it will not give you that accuracy. It will drastically, it will down. Understand? Okay, no problem, Oppo. No problem. You have not written your name, so just. So understand, is there any doubt? Someone? Yeah, I am not getting any response from anyone. So this is very important. Now I am coming to that point, Animes. What is partition? What we do when we have got this data, suppose I take one data set here, I will show you that partition. I just take one script, so it would be better. Don't use my more time. What we do, I am taking one LD data set, show you. I'm just showing you how to partition the data, Subhasis Banerjee. You could not solve the whole project, you know, with the algorithm. We will solve it, but in the advanced sessions we will do. As you see here, I have pre-processing the data, feature engineering, treatment of missing values, missing data, and then outliers, and everything we do with the data sets. You know, we do other things. Then we train the model. There are a long process. Okay, so just we are I am going to explain what is the use of the sample. So I just run first my LD data set. So I take loans data. Yesterday we have taken it, so I think that is in our file or not. I have taken here or not, loans data. Okay, I have not taken here. Okay, so I will call it loans data set first. Before it I call here, where is that? Okay, I call here LD, and this LD I read dot CSV, and file dot choose. It is somewhere else, so I will get the pop-up window and then I will get it. So loans data I will get here. You see the loans data, there are 2500 observations, 15 variables. So this is my loans data. I have 2500 observations. Okay, so what I will do, I am taking as a sample, as sample 1:n row, and I will take the data from the rows of the LD. I have this data, and from this I want 70% for training, and n row LD. So I will show you what it will give me. I will just show you what is S. S is just the observation number, indexing of the observation. So in S I am getting 70%, 1750. Total is 2500, but it is giving me the indexing. It is not giving me the whole columns. I have just taken out the index 818, 2002 rows. In this way, randomly I have got it. I will show you. These are randomly 818 row I have taken first, then 2002, then 1828. So I will take the data randomly. I will not take the 70%, the top 70% data I am using for training and later on the validation or the testing. Understand? So this I am taking. Now what I will do, I will make a train model, and that is from the LD is the data set. We know that there are the 15 variables, and I will take the S. S means the row numbers, whatever the row. are there in the is, and I will take this date all row with all columns. And the comma after comma I have not written anything. So now I will get that data, trend data, 1750 observations of 15 variables. So here you got it. So I have got that. Okay, and remaining minus s I will do. I will explain you this whole thing in the data preparation part, how we do it. Remaining I will get 750 for testing or the validation, we could say. Understand? Now next time if I do it, you remember this is the S. So I write here S1 for, and I run this. So you see in the S1 I am getting 504 observation first. Previously I have got 818, here I am getting 504. 2002 I am getting 32. So every time when I run this, suppose first day I have done some work, next day again I have to do the data pre-processing, because I have explained you have to do the data pre-processing after partition. Some part we could do before it, some part, not the whole. It depends whether that processing will reflect or not. It depends on that. So sometimes some part we do before it and some part we do after it. Okay, it depends if you have the deep knowledge. Otherwise you try to do first partition, then you do the pre-processing if you are unable to understand a variable will affect or not. So that is the thing. So next time I also want the same what I have got this time. I want the next time I want the 818 first and the same sequence I want. Otherwise it will affect my data pre-processing also. Understand? So there is an option set seed. I will use the seed. I will use the seed. So seed what will do, I explain you here first, and then I will show you why we are using this there. Set seed. Suppose I am taking 1 to 10 and next time I am taking 1 to 10 sample. So I am getting every time I am getting the different sequence. But if I take any set seed number, there is a number from 1 to 9,99,999, any number you could choose. Now what is your favorite number, you write, and always remember that if you are using for the same, or it is in the script, so it will be always there. If I using 1 to 3 and I using sample this, again I am using 1 to 3 and using this, you see what happening. You see, I am getting the same sequence. Sequence is changing or not? This is if I am using a set seed, I am using a seed, then it is a random, but it is not a real random. It is a pseudo random. Every number of the seed, there is some specific algorithm by which it select the number. It gives sequence to the number. Understand? You may say the fixed randomization, correct? Is it clear to all? So at that moment, you see here also I have used some set seed. So next time when I partition the data, I will get the same sequence. Understand? Otherwise, every time I will get some other problem and I will always struggle with the pre-processing. Understand this? Now, we have another function which is a match. N% in percent. There are two functions we will use here. Match function returns a vector to a position of first occurrence of the vector 1 in vector 2. If the element of vector 1 does not exist in vector 2, NA is returned. So I will show you. It's very simple example. I have taken 5 letters, not all 5 letters. K is a letter, J is a letter, and F is a letter. And dollar is a specific symbol, and 1 is a number. So I have taken this 5 element, and this is my 5 element. And if you type letters in a small, you will get all ABCD, small ABCD. So I am taking this as a, saving it as a Y, and Y is small A to Z. And I am going to match X and Y. I am matching X in Y. We are the X in Y. So you see this X, K in Y at the 11th place. It is showing me the position. J is at the 10th place. Dollar is not available, is not in this Y. 1 is not is there in Y. And F is at the 6th place. Does that make sense to everyone? It is the matching. It gives us the position where it is matching in the second vector. Any doubt? I could use Y comma X also. So I will get A is not there in X, B is not there, only F is there at the 5th position. So you see it is the 5th position. And it is at the 2nd position. J is on the 2nd position, K is on the 1st position. Understand? Is there any doubt? This is the match. Now we see the percent in percent. Percent in percent is more intuitive inference interface as a binary operator. It will give the response in true and false, logical. So X percent in percent Y, if I write, what I get, you see. First is matching, second is matching, third is not matching, fourth is not matching, fifth is matching. Does that make sense to everyone? It is in true and false. Now Y percent in percent, X, so I will get in this way. If you want the value which is matching or which is not matching, then you have to use this square bracket before this percent in percent and the first attribute right outside the bracket. We'll get it. K, J, and F are matching. Similarly, Y percent X, the Y I will write outside and I will get that F, J, and K. The sequence will change as per the your vector. Which come first will write first and which come later will print later. Is there any doubt? Match and percent in percent. Match will give us the positional and percent in percent give us the logical, and when we apply the square bracket and this, we get the value. We could make it. I will suppose I am saving this. Yes, Mohammed, could you speak?
Sir, I have a question. If I have two big data, X and Y, I want to check if X is corresponding to Y and I want to save it in another table or another file. How can I do that? Like a lookup function in Excel.
Sorry, you have that data in different file.
Yes.
Okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. You could write the file name. Suppose we have a first file name is AMD. I have given dataset, and the second I have given the DF. I will write in this way. First we read both the file in the R. Okay, with the different object name, and then we write in this way. Okay, we could read so many file in R simultaneously, no problem. Okay, Y is the variable name here, and the DF is the file name, data set name we have given. Now what I am going to do is I am telling you that X, it is the true and false I am getting. Now I want to convert them in numeric. So what I will get? 0 and 1, binary. So 1 for true and 0 for false. So this response I will get 1 and 0. So now another function which is which, and which function will return the position of the elements, row number, column number, array, whatever. So suppose the which letters equal to k, it will give me the position. It is the 11th position. Okay. Similarly, if I write this x, I run this first and I will show you x, and which x equal to 5. If I the same thing, the square bracket, before square bracket, I am writing this variable name, this attribute name, and I ask, so it is the 5 is equal to 5, and which is not equal to 5. So the remaining will be print here 1846. That is not equal to. For not equal to, we have to, for not we have to use the exclamatory sign. Okay, before equal. So it is a not equal. Okay. Now the next function is sort and order. Sometimes we have to sort the things, we have to order things. We see I'm making one sample 1 to 10, 100 times replacement true, and I will show you this is my sample, and I am sorting x. You see what will happen. What it, wherever the a, it has collected it and write first in the dictionary way, sorting it. If it is a number from smaller to larger, if it is a dictionary, A to Z. If I write the order x, then what will happen? It will give me the position. Position of what? I will explain you. The first A is at the 15th position. So the 15th position should be here if you order x. Then it is the 33 position. We'll get here. It may be here. 33. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 position. This A should be here. Then this A, 46 position. And this way. So this order provides the position only. And sort provides the arrangement of the values. So what we could do, we could also use the same function for finding out the value. Order x and x we write here, we will get the sort function here automatically. It is the same like as a sort function. Understand? I run this W and I will sort W. So I will get 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 9. If I order W, then I will get the position. Third position, 2 is the smallest, will first come. Then fourth position, this is the position. Then first position. Then sixth position. Then second position, 7. Then fifth position. Got it? These are the positions. If I am taking this string, so I will get as per the dictionary rule. Now I want in a decreasing form, not the ascending order, descending order. If I require, so then it will be a decreasing equal to true. I have to write. So it will be opposite of this sorting. Largest, then smaller, 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 and smallest. Similarly in the Y also. Okay. So this is about the sort function. Then there is a reverse function. Reverse function is just it flip the whatever you have. We have this, so it will just flip it. Okay, it will flip it. A U S W T. It will just flip. Understand? And there is a function table. Table I have explained earlier also. So suppose we are just make the sample AB 100 times replacement to probability 30/70, and I will show you the table is 30 and 70. You see exact time getting this time, not always. It may be next time, it may be different. Okay. So it is the table we could make it. Next function is length. There are some other thing is also I have given, but you run it. I have written everything. So I am not expelling these small things which are related to this. Okay. And length, if you see, so length is nothing, it is the number of element. You get the number of element. Okay. Some more thing I also explained one. I have created one data set, clinical trial. And I have taken the range, patient ID, 100 patients are there. And age, I have taken the normal distribution, mean age is 60 and the standard deviation is 6. And I am rounding them to 0. Okay. That is age. Then treatment, I am using the GL function which we have studied, generating level. 2 levels are there, treatment and control, and 50 times each. So it is the 100 I will get here also. Then the center. Center, I am using the sample function. And I am also using the paste. So this center word, I am pasting with capital alphabets, first 5 capital alphabets. I am pasting it. A, B, C, D, E, up to E. Here. And this whole, I am repeating 100 times. Okay, A, B, center A, center B, center C, center D, center E. I have this like this. And this I am repeating 100 times. And replacement is true. So because there are 5 only, or I have to use it 100 times, the replacement should be true. And I run this. And I will show you this trial data. This is my trial data. Got it? 100 observations, age, treatment and control, and center E, center A. It is the randomly we have taken the sample here. Or here we have taken generate GL. So it is the first will give me the treatment, later on the control. Got it? Is there any doubt with this data set, how I prepared it? Yeah? No one has any doubt? Okay. Now what I do, I am doing some, I am imputing some NAs in data, in the age. So is.NA function, clinical trial $age on the left side. And where I want the sample, I have 1 to 100. In 20, randomly I want missing values in the age column. Here see there is no missing values at present. So I am, and now if I show this again, look at it, there are few NA values now, 20 NA values we are getting here. Getting? Out of 100, there are 20 NA values now in our data. So I have intentionally put some NA values. If I show you the summary, so you will see this is the patient ID, this is the age, there are 20 NAs, treatment 50/50, and the center is the character basically. It is a factor because the generating level is a factor. So it is give me that. But in the center, it is a character. So it is not give me that. I had to convert the center in factor, then I could get the table here. Okay, otherwise I have to type the table. How could I see the example of table? So I could take the table in this way. table clinical trial dollar center. Center is a column name. So when I put the dollar, I will get the drop down menu, all the column names. So here I am the center A, there are 17 patients, center B 20 patients, center C 24, center D 18, and center E 21 patients. Okay. Now a logical vector is created the passed into table. The table clinical trial age less than 60 years. So 37 are less than 60 years and 43 are 43 are less than 60 years and 37 are not less than 60 years. It may be equal to or greater than 60 years. True and false. Understand? But you sum it, what you will get here? 80 only. Because the 20 ages are not there. They are missing. So I want to know how many are missing. I want that quantity also. So I will use here in this, I will increase one attribute, use NA equal to always. So I will get this data frame or this table. 37, 43 and NA. Is there any doubt? Now, I want to know, as per the center, how many missing edge in the center A, in center B, how many missing edge are there in the form. So what I will do, I will use the function table, clinical trial dollar center, center A, B, C, D, and there I will see is dot NA clinical trial dollar age. So there is, I will get the true and false. The true means these are the missing. So in the center A, there are 4 missing, center B 4 missing, center C 3 missing, center D and center C. Oh, sorry, center E is 6 missing. So there is so many irresponsibility in the center E. And they are not doing their job properly. They are not fitting the value in the form. Understand? Now I could say it is in the order. So you see in this table, we have first and second. So I am comma 2, I am writing. The row will be all and the column second. This 2 column I want only. Missing values. And decreasing true, the high order to low order. So the center is the 6, center A is 4, center B is 4, center C is 3, center D is 3. Understand? It is in that order. Is there any doubt? You run the script once more and you could better understand. 1 or 2 times you have to run this script. Then you could familiar with this length I have explained you. Now the unique and the duplicate. This is also very important function. This is the last function for today. We will cover this our basic syntax. Tomorrow we study about the descriptive analysis. So tomorrow is the last day and we cover the descriptive analysis, univariate as well as bivariate analysis. Here we will see the unique and duplicated function we use. Whenever we get some data, sometimes there are some duplicate values, duplicate entries. Okay. We mostly get duplicate entries in the certificate Google form, Drive form. Because once you put your data there, or sometimes we get also in the registration. The people register 2 or 3 times, more times in the registration. I know. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes they forget, they think that my form is filled or not. This confusion also. So suppose we get sometimes we got 700 participants entry. In the 700 participant entry, we get the 50 participants have filled many times. Actually, there is only 400 something participant actually, but the 50 have filled it many times. Some have 2 times, some had 4 times. So that is a duplicate entry. So whenever we get the data, we have to remove those duplicate entries. Otherwise, it will dominate your result of the analysis. So that is also the task of data analyst. So I am making one vector here, independent vector. The name is name, and object name is name. And this is the Manish, Resma, Savita, Manish, Kavita, Resma. This one. Then age, then religion. These are separate. Now I am merging them all in one data frame, all the vectors, name, age, religion. So I have created my data frame DF. So it is my data frame. You see there is a Manish 45 Hindu, Manish 45 Hindu, but here Manish 23 Hindu. It is not duplicate of this Manish. These are duplicate of this. This Resma is duplicate. This Resma is duplicate of this Resma. This Manish is duplicate of this Manish. Understand? So we have a function, unique. Or we could use the by particular column, or we could use for the whole data frame. So I will search for the whole data frame. The all entries, if are equal, then it will not be considered. So you see, I am getting the Manish 45, Resma, Savita, Kavita, Siva, Manish. So I am not getting the duplicate entries, the Manish 45 here and the Resma. So fourth and sixth observation is not there. But indexing is there of the previous data frame. Indexing has not changed now. You see, it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here the 1, 2, 3, 4 is not there. 5, then 6 is not there. But when I remove this, if I want to keep, if I want to use new indexing, then there is a function. We have a distinct function of the dplyr library. So I will show you the duplicated df1, another function of the R basic. So it will respond me in the false and true. First is not duplicate, second is not duplicate, third is not duplicate, fourth is duplicate. The fourth option was the duplicate observation. And the sixth observation is also duplicate observation, fourth and sixth. So it will give me. And if I want the non-duplicated, for just like a unique function. So not duplicated df and the all columns, df I am writing here, as we have seen earlier in the square bracket concept. Or if I show you this data frame, so it is like that. But the indexing are previous indexing. We are not getting the new indexing yet. Okay. So for that, I will use a dplyr library, and I have function distinct df. So I am getting the new indexing here. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? If you want some particular column, then you could write the column name. Here also you could use the df dollar religion. You see Hindu Muslim, and if you write here, you will get in this way, in distinct. Now, is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? No. Sally, Harish ji.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you were explaining in the beginning some portions like STR. Sir, can you please go once there?
STR.
No, sir, like length at the beginning, very beginning of the when you started the class.
Just a minute. Where? String split.
Yeah, yeah, above that.
It
Yeah,
was
yes,
the
yes,
substring.
yeah, yes, sir. So can
This
you
one.
please, yeah, yes, sir.
This one is that we sometimes we require this sort of data if you get
Okay.
class interval. The one column, there is a this sort of class interval. There 150 to 249 and 240 to 349. In this way you are getting. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Then what you will do? Because of this hyphen symbol, we could not perform any mathematical task with it.
Yeah.
Then what we do, this sort of column, if we have the class interval column, what we do? We find out the mid value.
Yes, sir.
We find out the mean of these two
Yeah.
and the average of these two. So that we are using this.
Okay.
We are taking this as a separate column,
Yeah.
V1, and this is for a separate column.
Okay.
And then we are making third column, which is the mean of these two. We are adding these two and divided by 2. That means it is a mean
Yes, sir.
of these two. For that purpose, we are doing this, the substring function we use mostly. I will show you, I think there should be some data set like that. You see here, FICO range, getting here in there.
Yes, sir.
So in this column, what we will do? We will do the same activity.
Yeah.
I will make a F1 column and F2 column.
Yes, sir.
And a FICO range. And the final column, I will make a FICO, just FICO, not the FICO dot range.
Yeah.
So that FICO would be the F1 plus F2 divided by 2.
Yeah.
And then I remove these all columns, FICO dot range and the F1 and F2. That is not useful, useful for me later on. So I will be useful only the FICO one that in which I have got the mid value. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So that is the purpose we use it.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we do these all data sets we have done analysis, the predictive analysis and the inference. So we do these all things there also. Okay, at the time of data pre-processing, we required these functions. So two functions I have shown a practical use. One is the sub function, G sub function, for the removing the something like the percent symbol we have removed yesterday. And here we have seen this one. So some more thing we will study in the data preparation part.
All right, sir.
Here you see there is a smaller than 1 year, 2 years. So I have to remove this smaller than sign. Then here also I want only the value. So how could I get that thing? And I want the value 1, and here I want only 2. Here I want 2. Here I want 5. 10 plus years I want only 10. So if I do one by one, suppose there are millions of rows we have, that is not possible to do.
Hmm.
So we could do with R8 very easily. With a few commands, you could do so many things.
All right, sir.
Okay. So this all we will study later on. So what in the second? Anything else, someone?
So one
Any doubt?
length below you explained one length plus 10 was that, no? So what-
Length.
Yeah. The length,
Length.
plus 10, something was there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Length function, na?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Plus 10, it was something.
I will just see the length function. Length was here,
Not here, sir. So in the beginning, very beginning function.
very big.
So where you stop, like before. Yes, sir. I guess here.
This one, this length.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the length of your sequence.
Okay. So like output was first and second was difference. Like is something we are seeing based on the difference.
These are the different basically. If I write the 15, suppose I write 20 in the both the place.
Yeah.
I write here also 20, and I will show you what happens. I am taking 3 as a common difference, the first part. So I will get the 1, 3, 1, 4, then 7 in this way. Okay.
Yes.
So I am getting this.
Yeah.
Okay. I am getting this 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. Okay. Then 16 and 19. I take here 2 instead of 1. So it would be better for us. The 20 will be included here now. Understand?
Yes.
2 to 20 all are including here. If I take from 1, that will not include because of that difference. Here, see how many numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers are there.
Yes, sir.
So I just write the 7. I am writing the length now. I am not writing the common difference.
Okay.
So I will get the same series. Or not? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is from 1. So I have to take here 2 also. No? So I could get the same. Now it is the same.
Okay.
Same like previous. No?
Sir, then what?
Sometimes we know the common difference.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't know the common difference.
Okay.
But we know the length.
Yeah.
I know with with some common difference, the length should be this. So there is a formula for that. That formula is Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. This is the formula. Tn is the value of the nth term. Suppose the value of n term is 20 and the first term is 2. N I know that 7 and d I want to find out. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I will shift this 20 minus 2 is equal to 7 minus 1 is 6d and it is 18 and I will transfer 6. No?
Yes, sir.
So it is how much d I am getting?
3.
3. So when you mention the length, it will calculate the d through this formula.
Okay.
And as per this d, it arrange the element. Understand?
Yes, sir.
But when you have given the d,
Hmm.
so it just take the first term, then add on that d, then put the second term, whatever the 2 plus 3 is 5. Then because they know here is already common difference is there, so it doesn't have to calculate the common difference now. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So this is the algorithm behind that, this formula algorithm, so that it could find out the as per the length, whatever the length you write, it will if we make a formula for that, so that is the Tn minus a is equal to n d minus d. So what happened? Tn minus a plus d is equal to nd, or in this way Tn minus a plus d over d is equal to n. Or no, we want d now. So for d, d that is okay. That is okay. So Tn minus a over n minus 1 is equal to d. This formula is behind that. So the last value it will take here. What you have written 20. And 20 minus first value is 2. N is 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. And d, we get 18 by 6.
3.
And we get the 18 here. So it is 3. So that formula works behind it.
All right, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir. Sir, and after first decimal, we are getting after decimal some values. That is because of
These values?
also 1 point. Yeah. Yes, sir.
This is I have taken from 1 to 20 previously.
Okay. Okay.
So I am getting the different d. I will not get the d3.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So we could control it. We could control it. This decimal round function we could use here. Before that, if I write here 1, and I could write the round, how many decimal places you required. And if I require the 2 decimal places, I will just write 2 and close this bracket.
Right, sir.
And I run this. So I will get in this way. Understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, anyone has any doubt? Yeah? So I think it's okay for today. And Mr. Mukesh, are you there, sir? Yes, sir. It's over to you.
Yes, sir.
Today is
Thank you,
very, most of the participants are leave the session.
Okay.
Because there may be
meet
some
tomorrow.
Navratra is running, and it may be reason also.
Yeah. So So tomorrow 5 o'clock we will meet, sir. 5 o'clock
sir.
again. Session. And
Yes,
those who
sir.
are joining R2, join after this session to R2. Thank you very much. Let's connect tomorrow. See you again.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone.